Let me ask you something. What if the reason you can't eat, can't sleep, or can't focus after loss isn't just stress? What if your body is literally shutting you down on purpose? There's a term for it, grief gut. It's when your nervous system collapses your appetite and wrecks your digestion after trauma. And here's where it gets shocking. Since COVID, more than 7 million people worldwide have died. In the US alone, over 1.1 million lives were lost. That means millions of leaders, founders, parents, and high impact people walking around right now carrying silent grief in their nervous systems. But here's the real question. If grief can shut down your body, what happens to your purpose? When my dad passed away, I found out the hard way. I stopped eating, food made me nauseous, and my whole digestion was wrecked. At first, I thought I was weak, but grief gut isn't weakness. Here's what's really happening. When you go through trauma, your nervous system flips into shutdown mode. Fight, flight, freeze, or collapse. It feels like your body is betraying you, but it's actually trying to protect you. It's saying, this pain is too much, we're going to slow everything down until you feel safe again. But here's where it gets even more interesting. If your nervous system can shut down your body, what else has it been quietly controlling in your leadership and your life? This isn't just my story, it's millions of people's story. Think about it. The last few years, funerals canceled, goodbyes over FaceTime, and communities separated. We never processed the grief, we just pushed forward. But our bodies didn't move on. That's why you see so much anxiety, exhaustion, burnout, and yes, grief gut showing up everywhere right now. The pandemic didn't just leave us with loss, it left us with a nervous system crisis. And if leaders don't face it, legacies will die in silence. But wait until you hear this next part, because it completely changed how I think about leadership, faith, and what it means to leave an impact. When my dad died, grief gut became the stop sign I couldn't ignore. I couldn't grind, couldn't hustle, couldn't perform. But what felt like collapse was actually an invitation. Jesus says in Matthew 11:28, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." That wasn't just spiritual language. That was nervous system language. God was using grief gut to pull me into his rhythm. Because rest isn't weakness, rest is worship, rest is leadership, and rest is faith. And here's the part that still gives me chills. What I thought was my breakdown was actually my breakthrough. So what do you do when grief wrecks your body? You reset. For me, that reset became the Rich Life Reset framework, the 4 pillars leaders need if they want clarity and longevity, which are God, freedom, family, and health. These pillars don't just heal your nervous system, they realign you with your calling. Because here's the truth, you can't grind your way into clarity. You can't overwork your way into purpose, you have to rest your way into it. And that's when everything shifted. Grief gut stopped being my curse and it became my compass. So if grief has been wrecking your body, if burnout has been hollowing your soul, and if your nervous system feels fried, hear me, you are not broken. You're being invited. Invited to reset, invited to realign, and invited into God's rhythm of peace and purpose. In my next video, I'm breaking down why peace over grind mode is the real flex for leaders who want to build lasting legacies. If this spoke to you, hit subscribe, share it with a leader you know who is carrying grief, and drop a comment. Because this isn't just content, it's a movement of leaders choosing God's rest over grind culture.